Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 12 of my playthrough Pokemon Colosseum, All Shadow Pokemon. In today's episode, it is time to leave Fennec City. I guess I could just heal up. I think that's very necessary. I do need to put Gligar in my party, though, so I could do that first and foremost. Pokemon Storage. Move him. And unfortunately, this means that Umbreon and Espeon are permanently benched. Ooh, you know what? You do have to be careful of this. You can't, I don't think you can take items off of your Pokemon in the box. So, what that means is that I have to go through my Pokemon and take this item off. Deposit. I'm actually going to put that on Golem, because nobody else I have currently is going to be using normal type moves regularly. And Double Edge is a pretty strong move, especially because I don't have to worry about recoil damage, which is really cool. It's one of the reasons why I'm seriously considering not giving him Explosion. But it's just a hard choice because he learns it by level up, and if I pass it, I'm not getting it back. There's just no chance. So I'm just not sure. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that. So if I give him Explosion, he's not going to be able to use anything like... He's not going to be able to use the Silk Scarf, which would be a shame. Or not going to be able to use Rockhead. He will be able to use the Silk Scarf, just not Rockhead, his ability. I don't really want to necessarily centralize or over-centralize on the fact that that is his ability, and, you know, Double Edge is good for that. But at this current time, Double Edge is being buffed to 132 base power. It's really decent. He has a lot of good attack, so I don't know. It's a tough decision, right? It's a very tough decision. Oh, a new place is on the map. A mystery lab, a sinister and menacing laboratory that was built in the desert without notice. Strange. And I got a PDA message. Mirabee peon nabbed. Duking of Pyrite Town. Gamerman, this is Duking. We just nabbed a pair of goons we think take orders from Mirabee. They may be worth squeezing for some intelligence. The police have them in jail, so come to Pyrite in a hurry. Now I have my next objective. You absolutely must go to the lab first and foremost before you can get your next objective. It's basically like you're going down south from Mount Battle. So you would see this in the way is kind of like the story behind it, which I really do enjoy. And found 3 revives. Very nice. So I can just leave, because that's the only item you can get over here. There is another hidden item, or I shouldn't say hidden item, but boxed item. You did potentially see in one of the corners, but you have to go inside the laboratory for that, and I don't have the key for that door. Time to travel to Pyrite Town. And in the jail I go. Those suspects we arrested haven't spilled any beans. Not a thing. I reckon they're afraid of payback from their organization. Oh wait, Gamerman, was it? Your PDA number, please. I'll be in touch with you just as soon as I hear anything. Alright, Shirls. I do believe I skipped out on that part before. Gamerman found a jail key. Very nice. The door is locked. Of course, I'm going to use the jail key. We were collared when we tried to sneak back down to the Under. It's just another thing that goes with this. That and everything else you caused. It's all your fault. Modern elevator going down. There's a key of some sort on her belt. Want to take it? Sure. Gamerman obtained the elevator key. Nice. This door is locked. They said there'll be some new prisoners, so they split me and Folly up. But you know, the guys in the next cell, those voices sound familiar. Huh? You went and checked out the lab? What could it be? I don't have a clue about what's going on at that lab. Listen, Chief Sherrills and I we caught 2 more suspects. They came back to that creaky old building, and we nabbed them on the spot. Yeah, Sherrills has been, like, paying attention to that building pretty intently. Now it is time to figure out what's going on with that crazy building. So I think even after you catch the shadow Pokemon from the dual square, you can keep fighting them. I might be totally wrong concerning this, but in the case that I'm wrong, you could always save beforehand, before you fight them. And if there's a Pokemon you don't want to catch, you could just leave that Pokemon and just duel them whenever you want. But I'm pretty sure you can fight these folks anytime you desire, even if you've nabbed their shadow Pokemon. I can't obviously show you this because I haven't nabbed any of their shadow Pokemon, so there's that. Alright. So I'm going to be rummaging around you. Elevator to the basement. Door is locked, and yeah, I have the elevator key now. Very convenient. I don't really need the PDA. Oh, I guess it would have been intelligent to go talk to Duking. I think I'm going to actually do that before I continue. But I would like to... small tablet can stay up here. These can stay down here, I guess. Yeah, the elevator key disappears from your inventory, but the jail key doesn't, which is kind of weird. I guess it's because you can open up other jail cells, and you can go back and open up jail cells later. I guess that makes sense then. Yep, it's time for me to go talk to Duking first. That would have been very intelligent had I decided to do that when I first got over here, but, you know, forgetfulness and all. Alright, now I am at the Colosseum house, which is what this is. What were those 2 women up to on the ground floor of that beat-up building? Alright, so nothing.
Okay, good. Keep this up and... Oh, hi, big people. There's good news. I'm close to setting up a communication link with the kids of the an underground town. Okay, I'm close. I'm going to keep at this. Kids, kids, kids grid. It's the song for the kids grid. I wrote it. Isn't it easy to learn?
Yes, it is.
Big people, you're awesome. You're fighting the bad guys, aren't you? I'll help you when I get bigger.
I believe you will. Inspiration. That's just wonderful.
Hi, big people. Is Plusle doing good?
Sure.
Oh, I'm so glad. Let it battle lots and make it strong.
No. And thank you. I would sooner take like a level 20 of a Pokemon I actually like right now than a level 100 Plusle. Sorry to the Plusle lovers out there. All 3 of you. Alright, now it's time to get in this building and see what this elevator is all about. It is permanently unlocked. Down we go to the under, apparently.
Welcome to the under. Oh, wait a second. It has been a long time since anyone has come down here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's time for the undertime again today. Without further ado, let's bring out that special someone we've all been waiting for. Lady Venus, please. Hi, everyone. It's me, your Venus. Everyone's Venus. That's me. I have something terribly important to share with you today. It's horrid. There are spies right here in the under. Can you imagine? We don't really know all the details, but if you see anyone suspicious, please let us know. Everyone, please, I'm counting on you. We need you to get lots of information for us. And that was Lady Venus, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for watching. Please do tune in again.
Ah, yes, propaganda. Lady Venus is very cautious. Except for her TV appearances, she is rarely seen. Yeah, you would have to wonder why that is.
You're a trainer, aren't you? Did you come to enter a Colosseum challenge?
Yes.
Huh. I don't mean any offense, but you don't exactly look tough. I'll test you to see how well you can battle.
Oh, a fighter here? Hunter Zada would like to battle. Skitty and Oddish. Level 35, level 34. So I'm a little bit over-leveled for you, lady. Not a lot over-leveled, but, you know, a little bit. So if I'm not wrong, Venus's Pokemon are all level 45s. And even though I beat Justy's team of 41s, it was because, you know, I had reasonable strategy. Venus's team is absolutely, and I mean absolutely insane. Let's go Muddy Water. Avoided the attack, Skitty. That's a shame. Especially because I did next to no damage to Oddish. And she has a gimmick too. All the Cypher admins have gimmicks in this game, and I love it. So obviously the Rain Stall and Rain team of Mirror B, and then there was the Earthquake and Protect spam of Dakim. And she has probably the most infuriating strategy, potentially. Her and the following admin after her both have infuriating strategies, and if you're not ready for them, you can be pretty well blindsided. It's actually one of the reasons why I am looking to make sure that I have at least 2 females. Oh, I didn't even check if Gligar is a female. Because if he is not, I'm going to have to look for another Duskull, because that's pretty much the only other Pokemon that I could trade out right now that would, you know, be beneficial. I'm gonna have to look for a Duskull who is a female, and or a Dusclops, and catch that. All right, Shuppet. Yeah, you were potentially going to be on my team, but I have plans for you for a later series, so I think I'll pass on that. And Golem could go ahead and Rock Throw Shuppet, and I'll just Muddy Water here. So as you can see, throwing multi-hit moves out is pretty much what you want to do, but where it's the best is if you throw out moves like Earthquake. See, Earthquake hits everybody else on the field other than the Pokemon that used it. Even your own partner Pokemon, so it doesn't take a damage nerf. If you use a move that only hits the opposing Pokemon, but it hits both of them, it takes a damage nerf. So if you have a 100 damage move, it takes a 25% damage nerf. It would go down to 75. So something like Surf would go down to like 68, 70-ish. And it's just not great that that's the case. If you were only fighting one opposing Pokemon, like for instance you've knocked out the other, then my Muddy Water would have actually, you know, did full damage there. But I just decided to use Mudshot to avoid the potential of missing. Though Mudshot also has a chance to miss. It's much lesser than the 85% chance, so...
You are strong. I guess there's no judging people by their appearance.
Well, I mean, you're actually kind of wrong, though. It's a vending machine. So here you can buy fresh water, soda pop, lemonade. These are actually super good to have for healing items, I actually plan on buying several. And obviously freshwater is the best one to get here because even though it's not necessarily cost effective compared to lemonade, it's just the one you can spam the most. You can just keep pressing the A button. And I'll probably do this to get like maybe 10 or so of them. And it's, like I said before, it's just something good to have for dungeons, long dungeons. And this game has plenty more to fight. Like for instance, Dakim's area in Mount Battle was technically a dungeon. Mount Battle isn't originally a dungeon at all. It's not even remotely close to that because even though you have 100 trainers in a row and you do have to complete 10 areas at a time, you can't just stop in the middle of the 10 areas. The thing is that you get healed up in between each and every fight in the regular Mount Battle, which is a super awesome boon. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to 20 with fresh waters. And that'll be it. I'm actually going to be getting... Oh, it's at 19. I don't really care. 19 is good enough. I'm actually going to be getting a bunch of healing items in this area because this is where I buy most of my healing items. And I do also believe this is where you can find and buy... Oh. Okay, there's a stairway there. I was like, how do you get up there? You can buy, I believe, stuff like thunder here. So I'll check that out as well.
The spies that snuck into the Under. It's gotta be you. Am I right or am I right?
Sure.
If you're really spies, you wouldn't admit that you are, would you?
So what happens if I say no?
You're right. You don't look like spies to me.
Okay. Well, thank you for your vote of confidence. The shop.
I was thinking, this guy next to me browsing, I think he's a spy. Shh, don't stare at the guy.
The kid next to me keeps checking me out. It's distracting. Am I that cool or what? Yes, you are that cool. Honestly.
Do you have time to hear an old man's tale?
Sure.
There once was a man who made a fortune in the mines of the Under. Where he ended up, I don't know. I only hope he used his vast wealth for doing good.
This man is actually the original mayor of Fennec. He created Fennec. He created most of like the Ore region, and it ties very nicely into the story of the villains. You'll see that sooner or later. Hello, welcome to our Pokemart. So before I go ahead with that, let's see. Do I have anything to sell? No, I don't think I do. Buy. So he's got full restores, max potions, hyper potions, full heal, revive. This is very good. And I would actually say the revives are pretty useful. So I'm going to buy 4 of these. So I have 10 total. But I'm not going to be buying any of these. These are okay. Full restores are especially good. But these are not the healing items I was talking about. I might end up getting a couple of full restores. Maybe like 3. Alright, TM14, a vicious snow and wind attack. May freeze the foe. TM15, powerful but needs recharging. I'm pretty sure this is Hyper Beam. TM16 creates a wall of light that lowers special attack damage. This is Light Screen. This is Protect. Prevents status abnormality with a mystic power. That's Safeguard. Strikes the target with a Thunderbolt to make paralyzed. I believe this is Thunderbolt, not Thunder. Creates a wall of light. Okay, this is Reflect. This is Fire Blast. And this is Hidden Power. So I think this is Ice Beam. I want Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. I'm going to be buying these. Cool thing about it, too, is you can repurchase these. Amazing. TMs that you can buy infinitely. Alright, TMs. Oh, Blizzard. Blizzard and Thunder. Okay, so that was Thunder. I thought it was Thunderbolt. Thunder. Weezing can learn it, and he is going to learn it. So I would rather Thunderbolt for the for the accuracy because it has 100 accuracy, but it only has 95 base power, whereas in this game, Thunder has 120. So I think it's relatively worth putting on him. I think I'm going to do that. Blizzard. So Swampert is able, and I think I'm going to give Swampert Blizzard. I would prefer him to have Ice Beam. When I can buy Ice Beam, I'm going to give it to him. So for now, he's going to have Blizzard instead of Mud Slap. Stomp is not going to be kept on his repertoire either, but you know, it doesn't matter. And I'm still unsure about what I want to do with like Toxic. I'm definitely not using anything like Return, so there's that. So I think my Pokemon have a little bit better moves right now. Blizzard is definitely, you know, it's not great, right? It's got only 70 accuracy, and even though it's 120 base power in this game, you're going to lose 25% of that power because you're attacking a group. So I'm going to lose 30 base power right off rip. It's going to be 90 base power. I would rather just have Ice Beam, even though it's going to only attack one opponent. I mean, I guess this is still pretty decent because it'll still be 90 base power, but the accuracy, that's the problem there. So it's going to be useful for now, especially because I will have the need of it at some points. And when I can get Ice Beam, it's game over. I'm definitely going to be using that instead. Up the stairway I shall go. Lady Venus is the Under's... No, she is my idol. For Lady Venus, I could do anything. But even though I'm so near to her, I've not even seen a glimpse of her in person. Oh, it hurts deeply. Lady Venus! Okay, so he's calling out to the void to Lady Venus. That's pretty darn funny. What a buffoon. If it's the Colosseum that you're wanting to go to, you can ride that UFO there. You do have the operating disc, right? Yes, I do. Alright, then there's no problem, is there? I have a lot to check out in this town. Because this town is actually kind of pretty... I mean, it's not the biggest town in the game, that's for sure, but it is pretty fleshed out. Did you hear? This Cypher admin named Dakeem was beaten down. That's the second admin to go down after Mirror B. The enemy must be pretty strong. The enemy, huh? Interesting how you claimed that. And I found 3 Hyper Potions. That's pretty awesome. Extra healing. Which reminds me, I'm going to have to go into my items here and make sure that all of my healing items are up. Oh. Wrong button. Fresh water. And then full restore. Lemon pop, lemonade, soda pop, all this kind of stuff. It's just good to have it up here. So soda pop can go right here. White herb go down here instead of like full heal. I'm thinking about just selling the other forms of healing, and I'm probably going to do that when I have the chance. Hello, welcome to the Underground Hotel. It's 1,000 a night. Will you be staying with us? No. So this is another version of the Grand Hotel upstairs in Pyrite. It's not necessary here, though, so it's actually kind of really stupid that it exists, and especially that it's 1,000 a night, because, like, you maybe fight 2 enemies in this town.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's time for the Undertime again. Lady Venus, please. Hi, everyone. It's me, your Venus, everyone's Venus. That's me. I'm very disappointed. The spies haven't been caught yet. Can you imagine? Everyone, please. I'm counting on you for more cooperation. And that was Lady Venus. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for watching. Please do tune in again.
Okay, so here's the plan. If I spot a spy, What I'll do is clear the area, then shout really loudly to startle the spy. While the spy's startled, you jump him and subdue him. How's that for a plan? Wow, they speak proper English. Amen. Huh? What do you two want? We're having an important chat here. Leave us alone. Here? My partner's the brains of us two. His plans always work. But you know, I always seem to be the one getting hurt all the time. It's because you're the brawn, buddy.
I find Lady Venus repugnant. I can't stand that type of cheap coyness in anyone. What is with that "I'm your Venus" shtick? It's revolting. Oh, she's my Venus.
Okay. He doesn't want her to be other people's Venus, only his.
Hey, spies! I see spies! Spies! Oh wait, that can't be right. Real spies would look much stronger. Sorry, my mistake.
What's up with these people? The winner of a Colosseum challenge gets to meet Lady Venus in person and receive a shadow Pokemon. One day, I'm going to enter and get me a shadow Pokemon. Before that, I'll test the opposition, starting with you. Here it goes. Chaser Gurks would like to battle. And he has a Magikarp and a Feebas. If it wasn't for the fact that there's no way to beauty stat in this game, it would be pretty darn cool to catch both his Magikarp and his Feebas and have a team of Gyarados and Milotic. Because, I mean, that just seems like it would be a cool combination. I've always loved those two. Always loved those two. But they're just not... They're not realistically a good idea. If you can't... I guess I'll Mudshot. If you cannot evolve them. And of course you can evolve Magikarp, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, tackle from either of you is not going to be giving me much of a problem. So don't know why you did that, but my Mudshot should give you a problem. It is stab after all, only 55 base power, but these Pokemon have virtually no defense to speak of, so there is that. Wailord. Finally get to see Wailord in all of his glory. I am not really the biggest of fans of Wailord, even though he is insanely cool conceptually. I just think there's a problem with his stat line, and especially his speed, alongside the fact that he's supposed to be a water spout user. It's kind of weird, to say the least. But I do like how he looks, especially for the fact that he's actually a big Pokemon in this game, rather than what you would see in later entries of the series. It's kind of abysmal how he's done in other games, made to look tiny. Proper proportions are not a thing this game knows how, or this series knows how to do anymore. After Gen 3's venture into, well, I wouldn't say that, because once Gen 6's venture into the 3D on the DS, or I should say the 3DS and so on and so forth, once that happened, that's when they had no clue. Before then, you know, they had an idea of how to make properly proportioned Pokemon in the 3D animations. Shadow Rush. It's kind of crazy that this Wailord is outspeeding my Pokemon. I don't remember Wailord's speed, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty abysmal. Either way, he's down for the count. Goodbye, Wailord, and that was a boatload of experience points, because experience points gains, especially in the older generations was based upon the base HP stat of the Pokemon you're fighting in question. Player defeated Chaser Gurks. I'll never become the champ if I'm losing here. Well, you just lost to somebody who could probably easily beat the champ in the under. Aw, shoot. I'm not giving up until I win at the Colosseum and get me a Shadow Pokemon of my own. Yeah, so I'm going to have to check that out. But that's going to have to wait until next episode. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.